Hello, I am excited to present to you the 10 choices of the 2019 summer reading list for 7th and 8th graders. You will get to choose whichever one of these books you like the best. We will order it for you through Barnes & Noble. The books will come in the first week of June. We want you to read the book, enjoy it. There will be a bookmark that comes with the book, and on that bookmark you will have 3 questions to consider as you read the book. When you come back in the fall, you will meet with other students who've read the same book, as well as a teacher who read the book, and you will get into groups to then answer those questions. And now for our promotional video.
In the book Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus, Avon Green was born without arms, and she hadn't let it stop her from living a normal life. The great thing about Avon is her sense of humor. She loves to tell people that she lost her arms in an alligator wrestling match or a wildfire in Tanzania. But the truth is, she was born without arms. Avon had friends who accepted her differences and treated her like a normal kid. Life became challenging when her parents took a job running Stagecoach Pass, a rundown Western theme park in Arizona. Avon moves across the country and has to start at a new school where the kids treat her like a freak. She begins eating in a library and makes a friend named Connor who has Tourette's. They bond over their differences and help make school more bearable. They join together to solve a mystery at this theme park. Read to find out what the mystery is and if they were able to solve it. Enjoy.
Okay, so I can work my way through the jungle here, and if I follow the river, I think I can... Oh, hi there! Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I was just planning my next big adventure. I'm going to South America in search of legendary lost cities of gold in the Amazon. Oh, sure. Many adventurers have gone before me, never to return again. But after reading The Explorer by Catherine Rundell, I'm convinced more than ever that it's worth trying my luck. You see, in The Explorer, British adolescents Fred and Con and Brazilian children Leila and her brother Max, they're stranded in the jungle after their pilot has a heart attack, crashing their 6-seat plane in the middle of the Amazon. They're strangers to one another. The 3 young teens must learn to cooperate in order to survive the jungle and deal with the antics of Lila's 5-year-old brother Max. I swear that kid is always hungry. They build a raft, intending to follow the river to Manaus using a map they find hidden in a tree. But their journey leads them to an ancient lost city and a strange man who's possibly a famous explorer who disappeared years before. Will they be safe with the strange man? Will he help them survive? Will they be saved? The children experience both beauty and danger, pooling their own limited knowledge to build a fire, extract honey from a beehive, eat grub pancakes, watch cavorting pink dolphins, adopt a baby sloth, avoid treacherous piranhas and caimans, and face their fears and personal histories. Each character has a unique backstory and talent or special interest that contributes to his or her survival. Fans of adventure novels such as Gary Paulson's Hatchet or Willard Price's Adventure series will enjoy this jam-packed survival story. And who knows, maybe you'll even want to become an explorer too.
This book was nearly impossible to put down. It is fast-paced and full of action, adventure, loyalty, and friendship. The story is set in 13th century Scotland, and the main character is 12-year-old Drust, who is one heroine you will be rooting for. After a raid on her home, where her father and older brothers are all taken prisoner, Drust must journey through hostile villages, bleak forests, and haunted towns. Along the way, she is hunted by a bandit and helped by a witch. Drust is a strong female warrior and a wonderful model of bravery, both physical and mental. If you like non-stop adventure and female heroines who are brave enough to fight their own battles, then this book might be for you.
I'm excited to tell you about Miles Morales' Spider-Man by Jason Reynolds. Miles Morales is a young black teenager in Brooklyn, and he is Spider-Man. Only his father and his best friend Gonki know. Miles and Gonki attend a prestigious, mostly white private high school where they board during the week. Miles is attending on a scholarship and is usually a great student, but between a crush on Alicia and some false Spidey alarms, he's starting to get in trouble and slip in school. He's also having strange dreams. One of his teachers in particular is giving him trouble. Mr. Chamberlain seems to have it out for him, and his lectures on the value of slavery are offensive. Can Miles hold it together, figure out what his spider sense is telling him, and get the girl? I'm a huge fan of Jason Reynolds, author of this book. He also co-wrote All American Boys and is the author of the Track series. If he writes it, I'll read it, and so far I've universally loved all his books. This one's incredibly thought-provoking on the topics of race and poverty. Reynolds doesn't shy away from tackling the big topics here, but yet he does it in the context of a superhero everyone knows and loves. I recommend this book for students who like nonstop action, or perhaps for students who are interested in reading about social justice issues.
Hello everybody, my name is Brian Amato, and I'm an 8th grade teacher here at Dartmouth Middle School, and I'm the author of Coin Toss. Being an 8th grade teacher here actually inspired me to write this book because I see so many 8th graders go through the same process the main character does in deciding where he wants to go to high school. Coin Toss is the story of an 8th grade football superstar as he struggles with his decision to either stay with his friends and play for a down-and-out local high school football program at Centerville High, or leave them all behind and go to a private school, which is a perennial state powerhouse. Jeremy Savage, an 8th grade quarterback phenom, has just been given the offer of a lifetime from Coach Robert Fletcher to come and play football for him at St. Michael's Preparatory, the best football program in the state. To make the offer even more enticing, Coach Fletcher has also extended an offer to Jeremy's best friend and top wide receiver, Ricky Goodman. While Jeremy struggles with where he wants to go to high school, he and his wide array of interesting friends go through a summer filled with parties, fights, and practices, which only make the decision more difficult for him. As the time for his decision draws near, Jeremy goes to a highly touted football camp for special invitees only, where he meets Jackson Jones, an extremely talented quarterback out of Florida that has some interesting advice for Jeremy. In the end, just when Jeremy thinks that he has made up his mind for good, something tragic happens, which changes everything. Although the book certainly involves some football, at its heart the story is about the relationships Jeremy has with his parents and friends, and how those things play into the decision that he and all of you will have to eventually make when determining which high school to attend. If you pick Coin Toss, I hope you enjoy reading it as much as I enjoyed writing it, and I look forward to talking with you about it in the fall.
13-year-old twins, Vic and Tara, are homeless and trying to survive on the mean streets of Chicago. Tara is incredibly intelligent and built Daisy, a robotic watchdog. Daisy is their smart and loyal companion. She is almost too smart for a robot watchdog, and this catches the attention of the local crime boss, Mrs. Alba, who decides she wants Daisy for herself and her own army of watchdogs. Can they outwit, outsmart, and outmaneuver the meanest person in Chicago? Or will Vic and Tara lose Daisy to the devious and dangerous Miss Alba?
Ivy Aberdeen loves to draw. She's up in her attic bedroom with colors and a notebook, and she finds herself drawing the same thing over and over again. Herself, standing there, holding hands with another girl. She calls them her stormy drawings, and she keeps them hidden away, not quite sure how to feel about them just yet. As she sketches, she's interrupted by the sounds of an actual storm outside. Then there are warning sirens, and suddenly her father bursts in the door and tells her that they have to leave, quickly. The family rushes to a storm cellar as a tornado approaches. Once the chaos is over, they emerge to find everything destroyed. Their house, their belongings, everything they owned. Except for Ivy's notebook. She can't find it anywhere. It's gone missing. As her parents deal with the aftermath of the storm, and Ivy starts to feel more and more invisible in the world, one of the old, stormy drawings gets anonymously put in her locker. Someone has her notebook. But who? And what do they want? Ivy Aberdeen's letter to the world is a poignant, moving story that will both break your heart and heal it at the same time. If you ever felt like you've lost everything, if you've ever felt unsure of who you are, if you've ever felt invisible, know that Ivy Aberdeen has a letter not just to the world, but to you too.
This is the nonfiction choice on our list this year, The Boy on the Wooden Box. Leon Layson was 10 years old when the Germans invaded Poland and his life changed. Since his family was Jewish, they were forced to give up their belongings, their home, and their sense of safety over time. Luckily, Oskar Schindler, a German Nazi, saved Leon and most of his family by claiming they were essential workers in his factory. Leon's account is the only written account by a child on Schindler's List. It recounts the horrors of the Nazis, the ghetto, the hunger, the daily fear, but it also shows the hope of one boy and his family, and how that hope was rewarded through the generosity of one man who saved over 1,000 Jews. The Nazis may have attempted to dehumanize the Jews, but Leon and his family refused to give up their dignity. This powerful story will break your heart.
In the Protectorate, things are not as they seem. Each year, on the day of sacrifice, the elders demand that the youngest baby in the Protectorate be left in the forest to die to satisfy the evil witch who lives there. Harsh, right? As you can imagine, this practice fills the people of the Protectorate with pain and dread, driving some of them mad. But because things are not as they seem, the witch, Zan, not only is not evil, but is confused about why these people would abandon their babies in the woods. She takes the babies to deserving families on the other side of the forest, and those families love and care for them. Until one day, when Zan mistakenly feeds one baby moonlight instead of starlight, filling her with powerful magical abilities. She decides to adopt the baby, names her Luna, and tries to teach her to control her overwhelmingly powerful magic. Magic that will not be controlled. Will Luna's magic destroy them all? Will the townspeople ever discover the truth about the day of sacrifice? Will the distraught father, driven by revenge, succeed in killing the witch he believes is to blame? Will they ever find the evil source of all this cruelty? The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill overflows with tension-building plot twists, unforgettable creatures, and magic. It will take you on a thrill ride filled with highs, lows, and lots of surprises. If you love fantasy and like to travel to Narnia, Neverland, or the Land of Stories, you'll love your journey through this forest. Spend your summer with the Girl Who Drank the Moon.
The year is 1939, World War II. You're living in London, and unfortunately, you've got a bad foot. In those days, it was called a club foot, as seen in this picture. Your mother is ashamed of you because she can't deal with the disability, and you're only allowed to crawl around the one-room flat. All of a sudden, the government announces that you need to get all the children out of London into the countryside where hopefully they'll be safer and not bombed. Such fears. Will I be accepted in the countryside? Will someone take care of me in the countryside? This little girl in this story is probably one of the greatest characters I've met. I highly recommend The War That Saved My Life.